And now, for your viewing pleasure, please welcome Ellen DeGeneres.
Hi, I'm Ellen, and this is The Ellen Show. Today we have a special guest, Winston. Now, we're going to start off with what did the glass paperweight mean to you?
The glass paperweight meant a lot of things to me. It was a world that I always yearned to live in. I always wanted to be there because it was a world before the revolution. And as we all know, I don't want to live in the world of the revolution. I feel like it was a place where the past wasn't alterable and people were free to have their own memories, which is something that I really, really want. And now we're denied the privilege of truth. And the glass paperweight symbolizes a world where truth is prominent. And I've always wanted that. And it's a place where the past actually has significance because right now it's just forgotten or rewritten. And that really pains me. So yeah, I've always wanted to be there. So it means the world to me.
Winston, in a previous interview, you revealed a story about your mother and sister involving a chocolate ration during your childhood. Can you describe that event and your motivations for acting so selfishly?
Okay, I remember that day really, really well. The chocolate had just been cut down, and we were already starving. And anyone who's starving takes survival before they take family. And I mean, my sister, I remember, she was in an emaciated state, and it was painful to look at her. And my mom was trying the best she could, but I was just so hungry, and I couldn't help but be selfish. And then for the longest time, I had this dream. I just had this feeling where I murdered them physically because I was taking the food from them essentially. But then I had a dream, and I realized I only murdered them emotionally, which I could take comfort in.
Winston, what would you say characterizes your relationship with O'Brien? Like, what does he mean to you?
Let me tell you. Okay, so O'Brien and I feel like we have this great connection, and I really noticed it the first time during the 2-minute tape when we made eye contact. I felt like that was really special, and I really admire him because he's able to be comforting. He has this comforting aura about him, and I feel like I could confide in him if I had to, but he also seems really law-abiding and follows what the party does, which is kind of what I'm trying to do because I have this inner struggle about should I follow the party or should I have my own thoughts, and I feel like he kind of does both of those things.
Thank you for coming. It was
Yeah,
such a
pleasure.
nice time. I hope we can see you again.
Can I take this victory? Bye.
Got the victory train.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
For our next guest, we have Julia.
I'm good.
Okay, we're gonna start right off the bat. Do you really love Winston?
I don't really know if I do. I mean, loving Winston is just kind of a form of rebellion for me and towards the party. I mean, rebelling against the party is the only thing that makes me feel alive. It's kind of meaningless in these days in this society to have a relationship with love. So, the only thing that matters is survival. I may not love him, but I sure do have lust for him.
Do you think it's ironic that you have forbidden affairs with Winston every chance you get, but you're also into anti-sex league?
I'm only a part of the junior anti-sex league for show and as a way to spike the party. Initially it's all just camouflage. Like, it's the more organizations you in, the more you fit in. I didn't want the party to catch on to what I am doing right now. So in order to evade the party, for them to think that I'm what they want me to be, I'm in the Junior Anti-Sex League and a bunch of other organizations. I was also using the Anti-Sex League to hide my desire for sex and just to, fit in.
Thank you for this interview. Thank you for
Yeah,
your
thank you.
lovely inputs. So, next and final guest, we have Mr. O'Brien. So we recently had your friend Winston on the show. What is your input on him?
Well, he's definitely, I wouldn't say he's a friend, but he definitely is a challenge to the entire process of doublethink. and he relies on his past memories, which we can't prove were true, to back up what his decisions are in defying the party. And so, as he goes through Room 101, he's definitely going to be harder to conform, but I am very confident that I will get him to meet the party's expectations.
So Brian, we actually have a book called The Hunger Games that has become quite controversial because of the dystopian government and its use of venom to torture the main character and to turning against the female lead. With this in mind, do you see any parallels between what you do to criminals in Room 101?
Well, there are definitely a lot of parallels that I see. The method has been very, very effective in conforming people because it immediately instills fear into the people's minds, and it gets them to, let's say if they were working in a two-partner crime, then they would both give up their partners for, so they won't get tortured in Room 101. And it's definitely a very effective way of finding out these criminals and just getting them to conform back into the party's expectations and, well, the government's expectations, my bad. And it's overall, like I said before, it's just very effective.
Well, thank you for being on the Ellen Show. That's all the questions I had for you today. So thank you. So till next time on Helen's Show, I'll see you next Thursday.
And now, for your viewing pleasure, please enjoy a preview from this week's episode of Oprah.
Hello, welcome to the Oprah Show. I'm Oprah, and this is my special guest, Winston. Now, Winston, before we get anything started, I actually have a special surprise for you.
Oh, really? What is it? Is it from Oprah?
Sure. You actually get a rat, and you get a rat, and you get a rat.
Again! My worst fear! Again!
Coming up next is a sneak peek from this week's episode of Family Feud.
Hi guys, welcome back to Family Feud. I'm your host, Steve Harvey, and we are here with these gentlemen, Winston and Mr. Parsons. I am going to be asking them a question that I have asked 100 of other party members. Gentlemen, what is 2 plus 2?
4! How is that wrong?
I'm sorry, Winston, but you are wrong. What is the correct answer, Mr. Parsons?
The correct answer is 2 plus 2 equals 5.
Mr. Parsons, my man, you are the winner!
Oh my god, the party's here.
Congratulations!
Excuse me, Winston? You're gonna have to come with me?
Winston never made it out.
Now back to your TV program. Coming up next is The Late Late Show with James Corden.
Hi you guys, James Corden here from The Late Late Show. Our guests today are the cast from George Orwell's 1984. They helped me film a carpool karaoke, and later we have an interview with George Orwell himself. Stay tuned. Hi, how are you? Are you having a good day? No, I'm afraid I'm not having a good day. I'm having a bit of trouble getting to work. Do you think you can help me? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.
Oh, hey James.
Hey, how are you? It's not good.
I'd rather not talk about it. But I mean, how is it to live with the best man on earth, Big Brother?
Man, can we talk? Well, I could talk for days about how much I love Big Brother. He's such...
What a guy.
What a guy, honestly.
What a guy.
And he just always feels like he's there for you because you see him all the time.
Yeah, it's like the loving embrace.
Exactly. I agree.
I never really
completely.
felt that from Catherine or Julia, though, you know?
No, Who's Catherine?
Oh, come on.
And Julia.
You can hear it from me.
Should we listen to some tunes, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Celebrate Big Brother! Woo! Moon! Oh, yeah! Let's go!
Okay, boss.
Boss.
Boss,
Yeah, Big Brother!
Underneath the chestnut tree, I told you when you saw me. There they lay underneath the chestnut tree.
I sold her! I betrayed her. James, Julia,
should we pull over for a second?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. Okay.
Oh my god.
There. Don't cry. Don't.
I need someone else to talk to.
Someone who understands. Is it? Hello. Do we have anyone out here? I need some friends. Are you like a nice man? How about you come in here? Here we go. Here's a guy.
Oh, Brad!
Oh, you know him. This is even better.
It's okay, Winston. You did the right thing. You sold her out. You did it for the party. Think of the party.
Exactly. The party's always
Party.
right. You have to remember that. Big brother is always going to be there for you. It's always going to lead you on the right path and in the right direction. So you're better now that you have one of your friends in here with you.
I think we should bring some more people though.
More friends? Okay. Hello! Do we have any more friends?
Hello!
Hello!
Charrington!
Charrington,
How's
how
it
are you?
going?
What do you do? Tell us about your life a little bit.
How's it going?
Yeah, so I'm running my store, you know?
That's so much
Running your store. Okay.
Yeah. Business isn't that great.
Tell
but-
your store to go to room 101. Huh?
fun. What's room 101?
You don't need to know that. It's classified information.
Sorry, O'Brien. Sorry.
Very confused. Okay.
You know who else betrayed me though? Julia. Where's she?
Should we have a conflict?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's have a
go.
conversation.
Julia! Is she out here? Julia? You see her anywhere?
Oh, there she is!
Oh,
there
hello.
she is!
Hi.
Oh.
So,
Come on in.
come on in. We're friendly here. So, let's talk about it. What you've done to our friend. Why am I wearing my seatbelt? We're in park. Let's talk about what you did to my friend Winston.
Let's talk about what Winston did to me.
Excuse
Oh, how the tables
me.
have turned.
You betrayed me.
You betrayed me. Did you hear the song?
No, I wasn't here.
That's a good point. We did have the speakers very loud. Although the windows will roll down, she might have heard.
They were. Yeah, you should have heard. You know what else you should have heard? My pain. You should have felt my pain.
Winston, you don't know what happened to me in room 101.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Can I interject quickly? What's room 101?
You don't need to know. Everyone knows.
So,
That is true. Everyone.
Finally, you said something right.
can we just have a bit of a... Are we all agreed that Big Brother and the party are definitely the best thing in the world?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Well, at least we can all agree about that, but we do need to have a bit of a conversation about how we can fix things between Julia and Winston.
You know, rather than having these conflicts, we should express ourselves through song.
Brilliant.
Let's go.
It's the ghetto van, we've been over this. Start us off?
Hey! Oranges and lemons say the bell of St. Clements.
You owe me 3 farthings, says the Bane of St. Martin's.
When will you pay me? It's the bells of Old Bailey. When I grow rich, says the bell of Short. Again. Oranges and lemons say the bell of St. Clements.
You owe me 3 farthings, says the bells of St. Martin's.
When will you pay me? Says the bells of Old Bailey.
When I grow rich, says the bells of Short.
Winston out.
That's on the top hits now, isn't it?
Yeah. Oceania's greatest hits.
That's my favourite
Owned
radio
by the
station.
party, of course.
Who is this guy?
Give it up for the party.
I'll just... Woo! Well deserved applause, well deserved. I just have a quick question. Oh, do you have something to say?
I'm just worried.
About what?
The army. I just don't think they're gonna win.
Win? Win what?
I just don't know if I fully support the party. Sometimes my brain just goes back and relapses, and I just don't know.
Winston, you need another visit to room 101.
No. Army's gonna win.
Yes.
Definitely
The party
win.
is going to win.
So, I'm gonna pull down my little invisible visor right here, just so I can have a private conversation with Winston, if that's alright. Who is this guy? Which one? O'Brien.
What a god. But not God. Because see here, Big Brother is our lifeline. I live for Big Brother. I also live for O'Brien, though. What a guy. Come up here, O'Brien. Come on.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Corden.
James Corden, that's me. Hi, nice to meet you. You're in my van.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
I
You're
am.
definitely in my
Which is
van.
owned by the party, of course. Yep. Applaud the party and Big Brother for all he's done.
Well, it seems like we're quite close to our destination, don't you think? The Ministry of Love?
All right.
Is that where we're
Yep.
going?
I need you to pull over now, Mr. Corden.
Why?
Just pull over.
You're interrupting my talk show.
Well, this doesn't concern you. This concerns the party.
I
and Winston.
didn't mean it, O'Brien. I didn't.
No, please, pull over. You didn't do anything wrong, Winston. You didn't. We just need to have a talk.
I don't like this guy very much.
I can't go back.
You're not going back, Winston.
I
I
can't
just
go
need you to get
back.
out of the car. Just get out of the car.
No, never.
Come on, Winston.
You're gonna have to pull me out.
All right, so be it.
No.
This is horrific.
This is come on.
No.
Get out.
Hello everybody, my name is James Corden. Welcome back to the Late Late Show. We have our guest today here is George Orwell, the famous writer of 1984. We're here to ask him a few questions. Hi George, welcome.
Hi James, thanks for having me on your show.
Of course, it's such an honor. So we're going to talk about your book today, titled 1984. We've been over this. It's just recently came out, right?
I wouldn't say it just recently came out, but I am expecting some publicity, so.
Well, I definitely think we can get you some publicity. So we're going to start. I have some questions right here if you don't mind me asking. I've got, basically, the first question I could ask is, what's your book about?
So it's about this man named Winston. He is struggling in this dystopian government, like in Oceania, and he's having some internal struggles while like also having to face like the external struggles of like the world around him. Yeah.
Well, that's very interesting. You mentioned this character Winston. He's the main character, right? Can you tell us a little bit about him?
Yes. Winston, he's a very troubled person. He himself, he has all these issues. He doesn't go exactly with how the government wants him to, which is by using doublethink. And he isn't very conscious about what his actions are, but as the story progresses, he realizes that he is actually rebelling against the government, and he does so with another character in the book, Julia. And I'll tell you a little bit about Julia. She's a very free-spirited person, very like loose, I would say. She enjoys rebelling by having sex with Winston, although she is part of the Junior Anti-Sex League. But yes, she very much, her intentions are to rebel against the party, and yeah.
That's quite contradicting, don't you think? So I've read the book and I know a little bit about it. There's a character that mostly starts the conflict, right? His name is O'Brien.
Yes. O'Brien, he's a very manipulative person. He uses Julia and Winston in like a way of, well, he's part of the inner party of the government, and he finds out that they are actually rebelling against the government, and so he has to like conform them to the ways of the government by using them through manipulation.
That's so interesting. So based off those characters, there's a character O'Brien who seems to be more of an authoritative figure throughout the book. What would you believe the primary conflict is?
I would say the primary conflict within 1984 is not rather external but internal for Winston. He is having to battle his own thoughts. He believes one thing, but he knows he shouldn't because the government will come after him. And so what he believes is always like in the back of his mind, but he knows he shouldn't be thinking it. But the thought of rebellion is like what he is doing, but is like afraid of like actually like going through with the rebellion. Because he's like concerned about what the government might do in the end.
Alright, let's talk a little bit about the songs you creatively included in your story. Why do you think you included them?
Many of the songs are sung by only the proles or are from times from before the party took over. The lightheartedness of the songs represent a freer past before the party took over. The song with the church bells, Winston, he's looking for the lyrics to the end of it because he yearns for that sort of past before the party had taken over. The fact that the songs are sung by the proles is important because it is seen as they are the last survivors of the past. The end of the song, I Sold You and You Sold Me, is very significant to Winston because it portrays how he had betrayed Juliet in Room 101.
So we sent out a tweet and some person, we had a couple quotes that a couple of the audience members wanted to talk about. And one of them, it says, from your book, you wrote this, so it's just keep that in mind. I've got a wife and 3 children. The biggest of them isn't 6 years old. You could take the whole lot of them and cut their throats in front of my eyes, and I'll stand by and watch it. But not Room 101. How on earth did you come up with such a horrific idea? Like, what sort of concept? How do you even come up with that?
Well, it was actually a concept I came up with from personal experience. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, it was just, I realized while I was writing the book that I was reaching like the climax of the story, and I had to think of something that would, it would come as a shock to the readers. And so I thought that the worst thing to do to any of these characters was to put them in a room that contained their like greatest fears. It was something that would it would make them conform to the government's ways, no matter what the punishment ended up being.
So basically, the point was to scare them shitless, right?
Yes.
So that's what it was. You need a definition of Room 101 is scare the victims shitless. Yeah. All right. Moving on. So as I've said, I have actually read this, and I must say it's a brilliant piece of work. I mean, you've definitely must have something going on that brain of yours because you're thinking of some quite very interesting topics. So what made you think, like, especially towards a young adult audience, what made you think that you should cover themes such as like human desire, loneliness, manipulation, and discomfort, or something even as like simple as unhappiness?
Well, I guess that's just the reality of the situation. It's never too early to realize how much power the government truly does have, and how much of an influence they do have on like everyone's day-to-day lives. And as for the feelings such as loneliness and unhappiness, I believe that especially at the young adult age, these kids are in a way locked in a routine. Every day they're having to wake up at the same time, come to the same place, sit in the same desks, sit through the same lectures. Like it's basically the same exact thing every single day. And as far as restrictions go, what better example than high school? I mean, really. So I chose these themes because they relate so much to the present day society. Young adults especially are encouraged to stay out of relationships while keeping thoughts that would be seen as argumentatives to themselves. Manipulation and discomfort are attributes that come with human existence, and I believe it would be better for students to learn about these horrible things in books rather than having to deal with them on their own.
I actually really agree. I think that there's definitely worse ways that a student or like a child could figure out what really does go on outside, you know?
Yes.
I think that you really did cover a lot of themes themes that work really well, especially towards the adult audience. So we've got a couple more questions. This is another Twitter question that comes with a quote that is from your book. It's, if you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. Is it significant only in the universe of 1984, or are you emphasizing a parallel between our world and Winston's?
Well, actually, there seems to be a pretty great parallel between our world and the world of 1984. For example, the Samsung TV, it is said to be watching us, like the government is said to be using this TV to see what is happening in our lives. So essentially we are approaching what is happening in 1984. It said that governments are actually selling our information to third parties. So it's basically the exact same thing as 1984. TVs are basically becoming telescreens, and we can't really trust what's to happen. And if you don't change it now, we really are on track to becoming Oceania.
Lastly, I think that this is definitely something I believe we're all thinking, especially after reading this book. Is 1984 a call to action? Do you actually believe that our society is on a path to becoming Oceania in 1984?
I absolutely believe it is a call to action. We aren't aware of what horrific things are actually happening around us, and it is something that we need to become aware of, even though we aren't. We're slowly becoming a society just like what it's like in 1984, which is very controlling and restricting, just to make like the perfect society and like the perfect people living in it, which is also a theme in the book. A perfect person isn't possible, and of course there's always going to be the mistakes and people going against and thinking different things, but obviously we can't let that control us and drive our society into ruin. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you especially to George Orwell.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Of course, make sure you go and buy your copy of 1984.